You lay eyes on the surface for the first time in your life. Captivated by the endless sands before you, you scoop up a handful. Just then, the passage leading to your village collapses. Your family, friends, and even Ram are all buried in the sand now. You fall to your knees, overcome with grief. The boy stares at you, watching as you sob until you can barely breathe. Once you've calmed, he speaks. "Let's go," he says, then begins walking. The boy stands before some sort of wreckage. It appears to be the remains of some mode of desert transportation that was destroyed by a sandstorm. Whatever was inside of it seems to be missing, too. "Can you walk?" he asks you. For the first time, you realize just how thirsty you are. You shake your head, and the boy tells you of an oasis to the west. "Try not to faint before then," he says curtly. "You can't cross..." Once you arrive, both you and the boy scoop water out of the oasis to quench your parched throats. You swallow, hoping to ease the dryness in your throat, and cast your hollow eyes at the sky. "I can't see the stars," you murmur. "Of course you can't," he replies. "The sun never sets here. In a world without night, stars are merely a thing of fairy tales." When you ask the boy where he's going, his answer is short: to get revenge. Revenge. A darkness finds its way into your once hollow eyes. "I want revenge on the monsters," you whisper. "They robbed you of everything you loved. There's no way that can go unpunished." "Follow me," he says, then extends a hand to you. You take it. The boy says he's heading to Steelborough in the north to find a means to exact his revenge. You decide to head that way with him. You find yourself in awe of the large and lively town, a far cry from where you came from. As you stand wide-eyed in wonder, the boy says, "Follow me," and walks off. You finally catch up to the boy, apparently tired of waiting for you. He grabs your hand and pulls you into the grandiose building. In front of the boy, "I brought her," he says, briefly introducing you. "Very well, you may go," they tell him curtly. As he passes, he whispers to you that these people are members of the town's governing body, the Senate. "We are the ones who told him to bring you here," one of the senators explains in pompous tones. It appears, for whatever reason, they have need of you. The senator refers to you as a subterran. According to legend, those who live beneath the surface have the power to subjugate monsters. He says they have need of that power. The senator explains the town's situation to you. The people of Steelborough have been living by the grace of a mighty monster known as the Steel Primal that inhabits the mines. But in recent years, that beast has begun to rampage. The senator explains that due to the primal's influence, other monsters have been growing violent. It may be why your village was attacked, he says with an exaggerated frown. The three senators ask you to use your powers to subdue the Steel Primal. If the Steel Primal truly is why your village was destroyed, you have no reason to refuse. If it means getting revenge, I'll do it, you say. Still, you have no idea how to use your so-called powers to subjugate beasts. Just then, one of the senators speaks. According to legend, you need special tools to activate your powers. Summoned by the senator, the boy presents you with new clothes and a weapon. He also hands you a bundle of papers that look like cards. You take them as told. It looks like you're ready, a senator says. And a monster in a steel cage. Now, subterran, show us your powers, they all but command. Though surprised by the sudden turn of events, you take your weapon in hand. You defeat the beast with ease, and then the cards you were handed earlier begin to glow, and the light envelops the monster. The senators explain that you can now summon the beast and use it in battle. With a trembling hand, you raise the card with the monster sealed inside it. Just like the legend, the senators exclaim with joy. You affix your gaze on the card. If only I had this power before, my village wouldn't have. Having witnessed your power, the senators order you to make for the mines northwest of town. One of them hands you some money for your journey. Seeing you gaze at the money with a curious expression, the boy explains, "Above ground, we use this to buy things and pay people to work." Having lived your whole life beneath the surface, you don't quite understand the coin he's given you, but you can tell it's not much. The senators then summon the boy and give you both an edict. Defeat the Steel Primal in the mines and seize its power. With that, you and the boy make your way toward the monster's den. You're ready to set off toward the mines and defeat the primal. But I have an errand to run, the boy tells you. You can do some shopping while you wait. And without further ado, he walks away. You despair for a moment, having never gone shopping before. But with nothing else to do, you set out in search of shops. You enter a store, dozens upon dozens of monsters. You quickly ready your weapon for a fight. Just then, the shopkeeper rushes out. "Stop," he exclaims. "Wait." He claims that the monsters are for sale. Upon closer inspection, you realize that they are bound by chains. Something about the conversation leaves you feeling icky, so you turn to leave. But you realize that you could harness your subterran power to control the monsters. After you enter the shop, you tell him that you don't understand how shopping works. Though initially surprised, the man patiently explains all you need to know. He then asks if there is anything you would like to buy and shows you his wares. Anything else? The shopkeep inquires. It's too dangerous to leave town alone. You decide to wait for the boy instead. The boy sees your eyes darting about and laughs. "What? Are you a country bumpkin or something?" "Country bumpkin." You repeat his words curiously. "You can't be serious," he exclaims in bewilderment. "Hey there, miss. How about a pretty hairpin? I think it'd suit you perfectly," a man calls out to you. He seems to be some sort of merchant. Knowing that you cannot waste your precious money, you scurry away. You see a woman holding a parasol and can't help but wonder what it's for. The gatekeeper bars your path. Only those with business in the mines are allowed to pass. You see a woman stuffing her mouth with something delectable and ask her what she's eating. "This is just normal bread," she answers. "Just normal bread?" you repeat curiously. No sooner have you set foot inside the game parlor than you hear the boy at the counter call to you, "Let's play cards." You enter the inn, and the proprietor says, "Guest of the Senate, right? I can't take your money. Looks like you don't need to pay to rest here." You step out of the inn, feeling rested and ready. Steel boats are lined up before you. They remind you of the ones in your book, though those vessels floated upon the ocean. "What can I help you with?" the shopkeep asks. "Anything else?" the shopkeep inquires. "What can I help you with?" the shopkeep asks. "Anything else?" the shopkeep inquires. The boy returns, wiping his hands on his clothes. You wonder if his errand was just a simple trip to the restroom. The time has finally come to fight the primal. The gatekeep, having gotten official notice from the senators, allows you to pass. As you walk, the boy asks, "Do you think I can summon the monsters in the cards too?" Unsure yourself, you decide to test it right away. "I guess you could just let the monster go," he remarks. Faced with your hate-filled denial, he murmurs, "Right." A bizarre rock appeared. It seems primed to explode. The bizarre rock transformed into a treasure rock. "What's this?" you ask. The boy tells you it's a mine cart. Seeing the intrigue glimmer in your eyes, the boy says, "Walking is a pain, so we might as well get in." Anything that needed to be moved was done so by hand, by everyone's hands. The boy quietly lends an ear as you reminisce of your village. It sounds like you were all one big family, he comments. You nod, a little teary-eyed. You realize that you've been the only one talking, and ask the boy to tell you about his own past. But the boy simply shrugs you off. I don't see the point, he says, somewhat sadly. Monsters block your path. Knowing you need to press on, you and the boy decide to strike them down. To battle! A large lever protrudes from a fixture in the ground. What might it control, you wonder? You heave the lever over to the other side. You hear rails squeaking somewhere off in the distance as they slide into place. A sinister beast rears its head. It appears to be the Steel Primal. The monster seems enraged and has lost its senses. "It's all your fault," you exclaim, brandishing your weapon at the beast. The primal unleashes a roar, then lunges at you. You successfully defeat the beast and capture it in a card. Your breathing is ragged after having avenged your village. Let's report back, the boy says, and the two of you return to Steelborough. If you choose leave, you'll be whisked outside right away. You decide to leave the mines behind right away. Time is money, as they say. The senators await your return at Steel Hall. When you tell them you have defeated the Primal, they demand you give them the card. Why? You ask, not liking their tone. We're declaring war on the neighboring town, they tell you. The Primal's power will ensure our victory. Fighting beasts is hard enough, and now they want to fight other humans? I'm keeping the card, you say decisively. One of the men then turns to the boy and shouts, "Get that card." As ordered, the boy pushes you and takes the Steel Primal's card. When you try to take the card back, he pushes you once more. "What are you doing?" one of the senators roars. "Give me that card this instant." He approaches the boy, and then... The senators, taken aback, demand to know what the boy is doing. "Getting revenge," he answers with a twisted grin. "Did you forget who took you in, you fool?" one senator demands fiercely. The boy spits and glares at the men. So he's getting revenge for the horrible things the senators have done to him. "I'm a human being," he shouts, before killing every last one of them. At your shocked expression, the boy says, "They didn't deserve to live." He explains that the Primal only became enraged after the senators attempted to claim its power. He also tells you that it was those same senators that sent the monsters to your village. It was all a ploy to get the Sub-Terran's power to control monsters. Faced with the truth, you find yourself at a loss for words. "People will come after us. Let's go," he says, then pulls you along. "We'll take a sand skiff and flee," he tells you. He claims there are plenty of them in Steelborough. Just as the boy said, there are several sand skiffs at the entrance. "Let's take one. Hurry," he says, running toward the boats. You scramble after him. Before you can board the boat, you stumble. "What are you doing?" the boy demands. Though his tone is harsh, he helps you up. Just then, guards from the city catch up to you and attack. "Destroy the other boats so they can't come after us," he instructs. You summon the steel primal, who easily crushes all the sand skiffs. They are squashed flat. This is the only vessel that can still move. Let's go. You and the boy board the boat, then make your way out of town. According to the boy, these boats can traverse quicksand, which is impossible on foot. Meaning, if you can get across some, your pursuers won't be able to follow. There's a large swath of it to the east. We'll lose them there, he says. You plunge the sand skiff over the quicksand, then cautiously look around. It seems you've managed to shake your pursuers. The boy returns the steel primal card to you. "I'm sorry for using it," he says. You take the card back from him. "What do we do now?" you whisper. You've both gotten your revenge. Neither of you had any plans beyond that. He turns to you and asks, "Isn't there anything you want to do?" "How about you?" you question back. The boy gives a somewhat sad laugh. You place your hand to your chest and wonder what you want to do. You suddenly remember the dream you confessed to your plush animal. "I want to see the stars," you say. It's been your dream since you were young. The boy nods. "I'll show you the most beautiful stars in the world," he says, then extends a hand to you. You take it. You both realize you haven't introduced yourselves yet and share a laugh. "Legol," he says, "where your journey to avenge your village ends, a new one with Legol begins."